Ho, ho, ho. There's a new Santa coming to town.
It's Santa.
Oh, who's that? Who's that good-looking guy?
Obama Claus just slid down the chimney with a big red sack full of DEI.
Betsy said, oh yeah, you just wait and see. There'll be a black female pilot and it will be me.
Where's Mrs. Claus? Probably bad-mouthing Santa on her podcast. But Barack's elves are certainly busy. They're stuffing articles of impeachment into every stocking. Shree's the head of Santa's workshop, and he's getting ready to deliver the big one. That's right, the Secretary of War.
Hello, this is Congressman Shree Thanedar. Today, I introduced articles to impeach Secretary Pete Hegseth for murder and conspiracy to murder and reckless and unlawful mishandling of classified information.
Yeehaw! But are cowboys in the Lone Star State gonna love the sound of Crockett?
She ain't never scared and she ain't never been. Who is willing to go toe-to-toe against the president? I can't wrap my head around someone who votes Republican. She advocate for feeding kids, they protect folks touching them. And they only trying to scare her out of running cause they think she'll win. Got 2 words for every racist bigot. Jasmine Crockett.
Jazzy's got her work cut out for her if she wants to wrangle enough Republicans to put her over the top. But if any of those hats start tilting a little too MAGA, boy, they better get.
How will you convert those who are supportive of him to voters for you?
Yeah, I don't know that we'll necessarily convert all of Trump supporters. That's not our goal.
Do you need to?
Our goal is to definitely talk to people. No, we don't. We don't need to.
The race card backfired on Kamala. She got run over by a garbage truck and the world forgot about her. But Kamala is refusing to disappear. She's already chiseling her own statue. Quote, "There will be a marble bust of me in Congress. I am a historic figure like any vice president of the United States ever was." She's bragging about her bust and thinks she's a shoo-in for the nom if she wants to run it back. Quote, "Ms. Harris does not fear losing to other Democrats if she runs again," one person close to her said. She's unconcerned about potential rivals seizing the spotlight because she's already so well known, another added. Kamala thinks she's the most popular kid in school, but she better tread carefully. She's ticked off more than a few Democrats.
Welcome back, guys. The video titled Waiter's New Batch of Impeachment Papers goes through a long list of political drama, and honestly, there's a lot happening in every minute. So here's my natural reaction to everything Jess Waiters talk about in a simple and straightforward way. Right from the start, Waiters jumps into the new wave of impeachment talk and brings up Sherry Thunder introducing articles to impeach Pete Buttigieg, and then Jasmine Crooked trying to impeach RFK Jr. It feels like every week someone is introducing impeachment papers on someone else, and it's getting hard to keep up. Waiters treats it almost like it's a comedy show at this point, where different Democrats are filling papers against people who are not even in positions usually targeted for impeachment. Then he brings up Rachel Maddow and how even she seems frustrated with the current administration. When people on the same side start criticizing each other, it usually means the pressure is real. That the segment moves into the Democratic National Committee and their message about unity. Waiters show Mamdani saying Democrats need to go too hard against the president, and honestly it just shows how confused the party messaging can get. On one side they say stay unified, and on the other side some voices are a little too aggressive. Then there's Jasmine Crockett again, this time running for Senate in Texas. She says openly she does not need to convert Trump supporters. That's a bold approach because elections are usually about winning more voters, not giving up on entire groups. But I get what she was trying to say. She wants to focus on her base. Still, voters makes it sound like the Democrats don't even want to try to win people over anymore. Waiters then moves into something he calls a political miscalculation. He claims Republicans somehow tricked Crooked into running for the Senate by boosting fake online polls. Now, whether that's true or exaggerated, it shows how unpredictable and messy online politics have become. Social media polls get manipulated all the time, so it wouldn't be shocking. He also comments on Crockett using the race card, and this is where people usually get divided. Some think it's overused, others think it's necessary. Waiters obviously leans toward criticizing her, saying she's playing identity politics too much. Then he shifts to Kamala Harris. Waiters loves mocking her style, her speech, and the way she presents herself. He says she acts overly important and he plays that clip where she gives a strange explanation about school buses. Then he brings in Ben Shapiro's criticism of her communication skills. This part of the video is meant to show Democrats as disorganized and led by weak communicators, at least from Waiter's point of view. After that, he talks about a rift between Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris. We have all heard rumors that they are not exactly best friends in politics. Newsom has been building a national image, and Harris is in a position where she is constantly judged. They show Newsom promoting his book, talking a vulnerable and honest tone. But waiters see it as a strategy, trying to make himself relatable while preparing for future political ambition. He questions whether voters really see him as genuine or if they think he is just acting. Then there's a part about Pete Buttigieg and Tim Walz, whose waiters jokingly calls Temple. He questions why certain groups find them appealing. This is another common waiter's approach. Take small details about politicians and exaggerate them to make them sound unserious or out of touch. Whether you agree or disagree with him, he knows how to make it sound entertaining. But then the video goes into the Minnesota Somali situation, which Waiters claims involves fraud and connects it to Ilhan Umar. This is the part where things get more heated, because any discussion about immigration or fraud tied to minority communities easily becomes controversial. Waiters strongly implies that Democrats ignore such issues. He says they are more focused on arresting Trump than dealing with what he describes as a billion-dollar theft. Whether that number is accurate or not, the point he tries to make is that Democrats choose their battles based on political advantage rather than justice. Throughout the video, waiters keep pointing out every possible mistake, contradiction, or hypocrisy on the Democratic side. His main argument is that Democrats are fighting among themselves, chasing the wrong priorities and trying to tear down Trump instead of fixing big problems in their own states. Even if someone does not agree with him, It's clear he wants viewers to feel like the entire democratic system is confused and falling apart. My reaction to the whole thing is that Waiters does what he always does. He picks moments that look dramatic, connects them in a way that makes Democrats seem chaotic, and adds humor to make it entertaining. But even with the exaggeration, there's truth to the fact that there is a lot of internal tension in the Democratic Party right now. They are dealing with pressure from progressives, moderates, and frustrated voters. So when Waiters highlights all these cracks, it does reflect some real issues, just though his very strong conservative lens. In the end, whether you agree with him or not, his message is simple. Too many impeachment papers, too many contradictions, too many political games, and not enough real action. And that's honestly the part anyone can relate to. People just want real solutions instead of non-stop political drama. And my final takeaway: at some point, both sides need to stop treating politics like a circus and start acting like the country actually depends on it, because it does. Thanks for watching my video. I will see you in the next video.